नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण. So I am very honored to be with this batch of Govardhan School of Yoga, batch number
43. 43 for level 1.
43rd. Yeah, Prananand
Praise
Prabhu daughter.
Prabhu keeps track of that actually, Prabhu.
Prananand Prabhu daughter. So, batch number
43.
43rd. Wonderful. In the Bhagavad Puran, it is described about Lord Krishna when he is appearing in Vrindavan. The gopis and the gopikis are saying that Jayati te dikam janmana braja shrayat indira shashvadatra. That Vrindavan was already very prosperous. But with Krishna's appearance, Vrindavan became even more endowed with Lakshmi. The description of the goddess of fortune is described in many places in the scriptures. Again, when Krishna is taking the cows and the calves out for pastures, it is described that Akruraji prays that the Lord is worshipped by the greatest demigods. Brahma bhavadi visvaraihi shriya cha devya mune cha satvataihi gocharayana anucharishcharatvam. That Krishna's lotus feet are being served by the Lakshmis, the goddesses of fortune, and Krishna himself is serving the cows and the calves of Braj. Then Lord Ram's brother Lakshman in Ramayana is described as Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bhairaprana Ivapara. One who is endowed with Lakshmi, or the goddess of fortune, is Lakshman. Sarva Priyakarastasya Ramasya Visharira. One who is engaged in serving, one who finds the opportunity to serve. That is the greatest fortune. So the word Lakshmi, fortune, is used many times in our Vedic tradition, the scriptures. Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambrama Sevyamanam Govindavadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That Supreme Lord who is served by millions of the goddesses of fortune. So when we speak about fortune or Lakshmi, most people think we are only speaking about rupees or dollars, gold, equity. That is what is the immediate connotation of Lakshmi or wealth, that which we can engage in a transaction. What is your net worth? What is your overall wealth? Countries speak about GDP. So wealth is always measured in terms of the bank reserves, the gold reserves, the commodity reserves. So that is technically in the Vedic tradition known as Dhana Lakshmi. Dhana Lakshmi means that Lakshmi which we use to buy and sell and to transact. But this is only one of the 8 Lakshmis or the Ashta Lakshmis. The second Lakshmi is known as Adi Lakshmi. Adi Lakshmi means that Lakshmi, that for the goddess of fortune who is overseeing the health of nature. What we speak about sustainability. The overall state of soil, water, air. Almost 2 billion people across the world experience challenges because of lack of proper water. 1.2 billion people across the world are affected by polluted air. 8 of the 10 most polluted cities are in India in terms of air pollution. So all of these pollutions of air, water, soil, all of this affects each one of us in a major way. And therefore, this is known as Adi Lakshmi. And so here at Govardhan Eco Village, we are trying to create sustainable solutions by creating an ecosystem of balance between earth, as they say, food, water, energy, and waste. So therefore, the UN Sustainable Development Goals are trying to address that issue. But in general, 1 million aquatics are killed every year due to plastic pollution. There used to be a character in the Bhagavad Puran who was seeking a boon from Lord Brahma, not to be killed. His name was Hiranyakashipu in Canto 7. Hiranyakashipu asked boon from Brahma. Nantar bahir divanaktam manyasmata pichayudhi na bhumau nambare mrityu na nare namritegapi. May I not be killed in the air. May I not be killed on the earth. May I not be killed outside the palace. May I not be killed inside the palace. May I not be killed in day. May I not be killed in night. May I not be killed by any of the elements. May I not be killed by any weapons. So that boon which Hiranyakashipu was seeking seems to have been transplanted into plastic. Plastic has become the modern day Hiranyakashipu, which cannot be destroyed in day or night, morning or evening, by any beings, living or dead. Life cycle assessment experts are having a tough time splitting their hairs trying to figure out how to recycle this thing. So that is known as Adi Lakshmi. That is the second Lakshmi apart from Dhana Lakshmi. To have pure, pristine food, water, air. All of these is part of Lakshmi, like that. The part of the Gita, 28 days.
Right.
Okay. So that's a very important element of Lakshmi. The third Lakshmi is Santana Lakshmi. Santana Lakshmi literally translates as good progeny or good human beings. Santana. But you can consider it as the luxury of having good quality human resource. Santana Lakshmi. That is also luxury, to have people who are inspired, who are willing to do things the way you want. Modern education system is focused too much on skill, but there is something called the will also. And the willingness to serve, the willingness to grow, the willingness to add capacity. So that is part of what is known as Santana Lakshmi. And one of the biggest challenges the world is facing is to retain good quality human resource. Attract, retain, engage, and care for talent. So therefore, good quality talent is very difficult to attract and to engage. So Santana Lakshmi means if we have people whom we can transform, train, and engage for long periods of time, and they can remain loyal, diligent, sincere, that's also Lakshmi. It should not be underestimated. You know the famous story of the Great Wall of China. It was impregnable. You could not break through that wall. Thick, long, robust. For hundreds of kilometers they built. No enemy could penetrate. But the first attack happened and the Chinese kingdom collapsed because the troops entered through the wall. You may say, which part of the wall? It was all impregnable. Which part? Through the gate. By bribing the guards. They made the wall very robust, but the human resource was not robust. So that's called Santana Lakshmi. Fourth is Vidya Lakshmi, to have the opulence of good education. That is also a big asset. It's an opulence. The ability to comprehend knowledge, apply knowledge, share that knowledge, go deep into that knowledge is also an opulence. And therefore, Vidya basically is very much revered. Vid means to know, to understand, to comprehend, to apply. So therefore, so many educational institutions are focused only on information. But the overall idea of Vidya is described in the Gita. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. That Vidya, ultimately like fruits in a tree, will make the tree bend down. Like that, this knowledge has to make us bend down with humility, with understanding of our insignificance and our understanding with gratitude for all that we have received. That's known as Vidya Lakshmi. And when Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, went to the West, one of his godbrothers said, "You are going to America with Srimad Bhagavatam?" He said, "No, Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America. I am going with the Bhagavatam as assistant." So the ability of knowledge to create transformation is described in the Bhagavad Purana. Tat vag visargo janata agha viplavo yasmin pratishloka abadhavata. So it has the ability to create a revolution. Vidya, which means knowledge, is ultimately Lakshmi. So that is the other one. So Dhana Lakshmi, then we have Adi Lakshmi, we have Santana Lakshmi, Vidya Lakshmi, and then fifth is known as that Lakshmi which can transform our entire existence through excellence and victory, which is known as Vijay Lakshmi. Vijay Lakshmi means that part of Lakshmi or goddess of fortune which ensures victory, which ensures excellence, which ensures closure. Some people have lot of talent, but they can never close anything. They will always remain up in the ether. The ability to close is also Lakshmi. It's an opulence. Some people know too much. They know so much that they keep getting lost in the forest of the knowledge only. And the whole world will ask, okay, now then what? What's the final? Says, no, we are still processing. We are still discovering newer and newer things. A lot of talent. It doesn't get translated into something tangible, practical, relevant, influential, which makes a difference. That also is Lakshmi, Vijay Lakshmi. And some people may not know anything about anything, but they manage to connect the dots and bring things to closure. That is Lakshmi. So therefore, Vijaya Lakshmi, very important. One cannot be victorious without the grace of Lakshmi Devi. And when victorious, we should never think, I am victorious. It is Lakshmi. It's also the grace of the goddess of fortune. Then we have what is known as the Gajalakshmi. Gajalakshmi is the goddess of fortune who manifests in the form of animals, cows, goats, buffalo, livestock. This is also wealth. When India got independent, India had 108 crore cows and 30 crore population. Now we have 9 crore cows and 140 crore human beings. And then we are complaining, why is our milk adulterated? Why the Tirupati Laddu ghee is made in adulterated? Just see the numbers. Make a clear maths. How much can one cow give milk per day and then calculate? How will you feed this country with pure milk? It is Gajalakshmi. Even with all the money in your pocket, you cannot produce milk from thin air. You need milk from cows only. So it cannot just manifest. It is Lakshmi. Then another Lakshmi is, how many we have completed? 7. The last, last is Dhairi. That is where I am coming to. The last Lakshmi is Dhairya Lakshmi, which is how to create peace, patience, resilience, strength, courage, fortitude, the ability to cope with challenging situations externally with strength of the mind. And that's what the Govardhan School of Yoga is doing. So when Then accounts department asks you about Lakshmi. I have given you enough material to share that. What you are dealing with is providing people Dhairya Lakshmi, which is what is lacking in this day and age. People are restless, hopeless. They are insecure, in anxiety, filled with insecurities. Therefore, they need patience, they need tolerance, they need resilience, they need strength. That's what yoga helps. By connecting the jiva with the Ishwar and understanding how we are related to Prakriti and engaged in karma under the influence of Kala, we realize we are only one of the three doers. The jiva is a desiring doer. The Ishvara is the sanctioning doer. And then the Prakriti is the facilitating doer. Nadatte kasachit papam na chaiva sakritam budham. Ajnane navratam tena muhyanti janata. So, the Ishwar is only a witness, is a sanctioner. So the jiva should never think, I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer. So when you think, I am the only doer, that is the recipe for constant anxiety. Mukta sango anaham vari, prati utsaha samanvita. So Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, anaham vari, you have to be without the feeling that I am the doer. So that's the core principle of yoga you are coming to learn here. Yud satam kutrachit adatayina, Bhagavatam 6th canto. Vritrasur, he says, there is only one person who is always victorious. That is Krishna. Everybody else has to go through defeat. So please know that in advance. So both Srila Prabhupada writes a very beautiful statement. Both pride in victory and moroseness in defeat. Pride in victory and moroseness in defeat is a product of ignorance, thinking that I am the doer. So therefore this yoga course is primarily designed to help you understand through the interactions of philosophy and practice that I am only a desiring doer. There is a permitting doer and sanctioning doer and a facilitating doer. So I should not be under the illusion that I am everything, which is the cause of anxiety. And therefore, Dhairya Lakshmi is that opulence which one realizes when one understands that yes, I am a jiva, part and parcel of Ishvara. And I begin the day by remembering that connection. And that's what yoga is helping you. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So the chitta is always in a disturbed state because of constantly calculating what I will gain and what I can avoid losing. Ichchadvesha. So you rise above these, and when you realize that all I can do is tolerate. Tolerance means to call off the war on reality. Call off the war on reality and just move forward. So that's called Dhairya. So the School of Yoga has successfully graduated 42 other batches who are going back into the world, not with the hope that there will be less challenges in the world, but with the confidence that I have the ability to cope with those challenges with more clarity, with more purity, with more intensity. And therefore, I congratulate Govardhan School of Yoga team comprising of Anmol Aarti ji, Himalila Prabhu, Mataji, or all, along with Priya Chaitanya Prabhu, who have been dedicatedly engaged in supporting this for the last so many years. From 2016, this is the 8th year when we started, and I'm sure all of you are going back, learning many more things about yoga, about the principles of yoga, and about application of that yoga in your own life. Knowing that just having a deep sense of purpose, peace, and resilience in your own personal lives, having greater control over your own thinking, feeling, willing, ability to make your choices more maturely, more diligently. This is also wealth. You have come here to earn this wealth. That's called Dhairya Lakshmi. So when someone asks you, hey, did you spend so many dollars? You say, no, I earned. What did you earn? Dhairya Lakshmi. Earned the method by which I can be more patient, resilient, tolerant, sober. There may be distressing situations, but I have learned the technique how not to feel discouraged, depressed, or defeated. That's a great wealth which you are earning during your 28 days stay here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Does any one of you have any questions that you would like to ask?
I think my talk has answered many of Anmol's questions. Mataji organized my tour in Europe for a Pandav Sena.
Wow.
What's your name? Nandini Gopi Mataji from UK. And you enjoyed your stay? Anybody has any questions? Yeah.
The Lakshmi of closing, could you give like a concrete example?
Concrete example? Yeah. And some people are very talented. You know, like for example, somebody may write excellent. They can write a lot of things, but they just can't put their thoughts together and bring the book to publishing. And you may think, what's the problem? That's the problem. There are people like that. They go through these situations. Okay. Yes. What's your name?
Michael
From where?
from Germany.
Germany. How did you find out about this course?
So I've read the books of Radha and Swan.
Okay.
That's how I got to know this place.
Okay. Your name?
My name's Hans.
From? How did you find out about this program?
I found out about it through Wisdom of the Sages podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the 5 a.m. one.
Yeah.
You were able to attend that 5 a.m.?
No, I don't watch it live. I listen to it later. Yeah.
Please, what's your question?
Well, thank you for that amazing talk. It's really inspiring to hear you talk about it in that way. And I was thinking today how, as I leave this place and I go forward, regardless of how strong my asana practice is, that one thing I really want to take away and that I'm really, that I am taking away is just how I really want to move forward with love and how I treat people and how I interact with others. And I assume, as one of the directors of Govardhan Eco Village, that you work with a lot of people, and it takes a lot of people collaborating and coming together and being harmonious in order to make this place happen. I've heard that in different eco-village projects, people know how to make sustainability happen, people know how to grow food and, retain water and all these things, but what a lot of people struggle with is how to get along, how to work together to make.
You seem to have tried creating an eco-village before. You seem to be realized sage.
So I'm wondering if you have any advice for us in how to work with others, how to treat others, how to think about others, and how to be more tender and loving in our interactions as we interact.
Here we were always tender, loving. We never had any conflicts. No fights, no conflicts, no misunderstanding. It was always hunky-dory.
Yeah.
It was always love, love, and love. What is it? Love and peace. That's all we experienced all through. No, what you're saying is absolutely right. As the experts on team building always say, the first phase is always you form the team, and the next stage is storm. After form comes storm, where different people come face to face with each other. They can't understand others' behavior, they don't appreciate others' nature, narratives, and then there is always like a pull and push. So we have gone through the storm stage a lot, many years, storm. Beginning with what is this Govardhan School of Yoga in the first place. Yoga means Bhakti Yoga. Why do we need Ashtanga Yoga? Like that. Forget that whole thing. Why eco-village in the first place? The eco-village itself was questioned. Why do we need eco-village? Eco is fine. Why in a village? Right? So we realized it is easier to be eco-friendly than ego-friendly. So when there is storm, then there is purification, and some people leave, some people change, some people, and ultimately then, everything resettles, realign. So when there is form and storm, then there is reform. I adjust, you adjust, he adjust, everybody then adjusting. The vision, you have to have a vision. So we began with a vision for the eco-village. Then planning, we start planning and we go into details. Then after details come problem. Then when problem comes, you have to figure out the problem is happening at what level is it originating? Because of details, because of planning, or because of vision. So sometimes we have to recalibrate vision itself. first avatar of this eco village was at another place near Pune. But there the vision was a little different. But things didn't work out. The farmers protested and many things happened. So then Radhanath Swami had to recalibrate the vision itself. So let's have the eco village with a vision that we are really enabling people's transformation. So you can have a look at our vision, mission, values. It's really well crafted, well thought out. And we have all of that. Vision, mission and 6 values. So when the vision, planning, detail, then when problem comes, if you don't deal with the problem properly, to isolate where the problem has originated from, then it will deteriorate into the 5th stage. That's called drama. Then the drama begins. So mature leadership means they do not allow the problem to degenerate into drama. That's the only role of the leadership. Make sure that when problem, which will 100% come, when it comes, you deal with it and try to resolve it at the level of the vision, planning or detail. So that's called reform. Then everybody agrees and adjusts with each other's presence. That's called norm. That becomes the norm. So form, storm, reform, norm, then perform. Then the team starts performing. So that's basically easier said than done, but every member has to play their role. And how do you enable this transition to happen? In intentional communities like spiritual communities, which are centered around creating sustainable communities, centered around spiritual personal transformation. When the leaders take responsibility for their personal spiritual transformation and growth, all members are aware that decisions may sometimes be like this or like that. But the intention of the individuals involved is pure. So that helps a lot. Because decisions by nature can never be perfect. Decisions will always remain open to criticism and editing. So decision making is not within our control, but our character is within our control. So if we try to work on impeccable character and conscience, then whatever comes in terms of choices we make or decisions, those choices may create conflicts, may create some polarities. But people are aware that we are dealing with a group of people with clear conscience and noble character. So at least what that does is it leaves the door open for dialogue, discussion, deliberation, and then things improve. That's what can be done. Otherwise, just because I have good character and clear conscience does not automatically translate into my choices or decisions being accepted. That is a mistake we should never make, and we should never have a holier than thou attitude, thinking that because my personal life is coming from a space of purity and clarity of thought based on scripture. So all my choices will be automatically accepted. These are two different things. So therefore, we need to have a process of regular dialogue, discussion, taking feedbacks, going through multiple iterations, till all stakeholders come on board. And then gradually we make progress. So you can define the speed of your own personal spiritual growth, but you cannot define the speed of a community's development. You cannot expect a community to grow at your speed. You have to make decisions at their speed. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
We're told, like even about the course, or just in general, that you need to let go of results of what you do. So whether you're doing a project or whether you're doing anything, just learn to let go of the end goal, or learn to let go of the results and being attached to it. I find practically sometimes that's really hard because you care about something if you're part of a project.
Yeah.
You want it to go well. So how do you facilitate that, letting go of results and focusing more on the process, on the progress?
First of all, when you are making your own practices strong, spiritual practices, so that keeps you strong, resilient, emotionally and mentally. So you're studying the literatures and you're becoming more and more aware that I'm not the proprietor, he's the proprietor. So then you also engage in your activities with that mood. And when you are engaged in activity, we put our 100% energy, effort, our emotions are invested into something. So naturally it is not easy to just let go. But then, when change happens against our will, it is a time for us to grow spiritually. We may lose our dream, but we will gain spiritual realizations. So you can never stop change from happening. Right? So all of us experience that, okay, you put some energy. I mean, just that other day, we were in the temple and you see the temple going through reconstruction now. So we built the temple in 6 months in 2013-14 period. And that time Radhanath Swami was in Ayurveda treatment, not much involved. Now he's becoming involved in this part of the construction because things are all set. And so, many things we were changing, and then there was one part which is the main temple altar where the deities are. And above the deities there is a wooden altar. So I had spent a lot of time curating the design of that altar, and there are like 120 peacocks in that. And I wanted it like the Swaminarayan style and this and that, so I put in a lot of energy. And the temple reconstruction was going on all around, and this was getting broken, that was getting broken. That was all fine because anyway it was supposed to be the next level. But I never expected Maharaj to touch that altar. So the other day his vision came on the altar. He was looking very intently at the altar, and I tried to distract him. I said, okay, now let's look at here. He continued looking there. And then he said, maybe we should have the altar like the one we have in Chowpatty, which is more of the Gujarati style. This is more of the Marwadi style. I was thinking, whatever style, it is my style. And then, he spoke 3-4 reasons why it is better to have that style of altar, then we will use this altar somewhere else. So I could experience that. I put my emotions into that, and I could suddenly see it is getting dislocated. So I didn't say anything. I said, okay, I've gone through many such things in the past, one more. But I was just thinking that when you put your emotions somewhere and then it gets shaken, it affects you. I didn't tell him anything. And then I was thinking, in such a big temple, why he has to focus on that? But then I thought, anyway, he was never involved in that temple. If he wants to get involved in this temple, and maybe by changing that, he'll feel more involved. So better sacrifice this altar. So these are the ways in which your emotions will get disturbed. But then you realize that ultimately Krishna is in control. So disturbance is guaranteed. When change happens, you have to get disturbed. If you don't get disturbed, then you are Sthita Pragya. Even Sthita Pragya like Prabhupada was getting disturbed when Juhu temple was happening. So the emotions are for Krishna. When Krishna's devotee gets affected, devotee also gets affected. So there is nothing called no emotion or not feeling anything. Abhimanyu gets killed, Arjuna corrects. So therefore you have to see the bigger picture. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.